Hi everyone. I'm Rachel Nash. I'm one half of Smart Office Support. I work alongside my husband Warren, and of course, as you can see in the picture on our avatars, our welfare officer, which is called Dewey. Myself and Warren, both come from a corporate background. We bring in all our skills and experience to small businesses. Today, I'm going to talk about why most business owners accidentally become their own most overworked employee and how we help you to try and fix this. So, are you the CEO or the overworked employee? I'm sure you didn't start your business to do the admin. I did, but then I love admin and keeping it under control. But I'm quite unique in that sense, being one that likes admin. So we generally start businesses for freedom, but we often end up hitting a capacity ceiling. You're so busy with the day-to-day grit that you've no time for the high-level growth. So did you know small business owners can spend 80% of their time on donkey work and only 20% on what 20% even on what they actually love or what they set their business up to do? So I suppose one question is, why us? Why Smart Office Support, or why SOS? So my background is corporate and I don't just help out. We try and bring a high-level structured approach to your business. We treat your office management with the same precision we use in the corporate world. And what we like to do is we actually like to work as your partner and understand your business. And by understanding your business, we understand more about what you need and then how we can help you. So one of the first things we do is we like to work out where everything is going, what is wasting your time. So we don't just start doing tasks, although there are times when that is just what we've been brought in to do something, and that's fine. But if we're going to be working with somebody a bit long, short to medium term, a bit longer, we like to start with a VA audit. We look at where your time is leaking and build a roadmap so that when you delegate, it stays off your desk for good. So, and that can be a variety of forms, and it will always be different for different businesses. So most people don't know what to delegate. So we're here to help you with that. And we don't just take over the tasks, we fix the process. Part of this as well, I will say, is that now I would say, yeah, we're the best. If we find this for you, do come and use us. There will be times when we can identify things that actually we're not the right people to do it. And we will tell you that as well. It may be you need to go and do something slightly different before coming back into maybe getting some virtual assistance. But by sitting down and understanding, then we can understand a bit more about you, what you're doing, and what you need to be hopefully letting go of. So this is our core service. Virtual office management and admin is our kind of main service we do, but we manage the engine room of your business. Because of our background, we don't need you to hold our hands. We can manage the admin so you can manage the vision. Once we've taken on the systems or processes, you can step away and trust it's being handled. But don't get me wrong, we will be checking in, we will be having regular catch-ups. We're not just saying that's over to us now, disappear. You might go off on a holiday, maybe even that. But what we try and do is make it as simple and as easy as it possibly can be for you with regular check-ins. I've just done that recently with a new client, and we've done a load of stuff, and we just had a quick catch up with him and just said, are you happy with this? He's like, oh my God, I'm loving it. They're not coming to me anymore. They're going directly to you. I can just get on and do what I need to do. So it's great because he was a bit of a control freak. So he's loved it. And that's just great for us to know that he's confident in what we're doing in order for him to carry on doing what he needs to do. So, but we also handle, both myself and Warren are ex-project managers. We've both done projects for large corporate things in the past. So we can also handle those someday projects. Someday I'm going to tidy up and sort out my CRM. Someday I'm going to update all my templates. Someday I'm going to do this. So we can help you set up or or even, refresh any of your processes, then things that you've been putting off. So we take the lead on these and get them over the finish line for you. That's where we class this as like that extra pair of hands for something. And sometimes we're even just brought in to do that. So when I said about not hitting the ground, just doing the tasks, it may be, look, I've just been completely rebranded and I need to have all my documentation now updated. So we know exactly what we're doing. We're coming in and we're refreshing that for them. So that's fairly straightforward on that kind of work that we often do. But we do like to use AI. Now, we use AI for speed and drafting, but we ensure we provide the corporate eye, making sure there are no Americanisms, no consultancy speak, and no formatting errors. Trying to use your words. You should have a branding voice. So we make sure that we've got your voice so that we can produce what you need in your voice, not necessarily ours. So we think this is, we love doing this because it's high quality work delivered faster. You get the best of both worlds. I know I'm not the only one in the room that absolutely loves to use AI, because I know there's at least one other person, but there may be others in that. But hey, it's there, let's use it, but make sure we're getting it right first time for you. So, what am I looking for? How can you spot an SOS client? So I'm looking for the business owner who says, I'm working 60 hours a week and I'm not moving forward. I'm drowning in the day-to-day. They could be missing leads or deadlines. And they're ready to scale, not just survive, but they're not at that stage yet from scaling that they want to have make that commitment to a full-time employee where they have to pay somebody regardless if there's anything for them to do or not. With us, you just pay for what we do and what you need us for. So if they're hitting their capacity ceiling, they do need some SOS help for that one. So I've just got some questions for you this morning. I want you to pop a yes or a no in the chat. So in the last 48 hours, was more than 30% of your time spent on repetitive admin, email management or scheduling rather than revenue generation CEO tasks? It's just interesting to know if any of you feel that you've spent more than 30% of your time on that in the last 2 days. Give you a chance to put yeses or nos. Second question, again, if you took a surprise 3-day weekend starting tomorrow, would your business engine room stall because it requires your constant oversight to keep running? I would like to hope that most of you are thinking no to that one, but there may be the odd one who thinks, oh gosh, I can't do the holiday because I can't go away for that. And the last one is there a project, like I mentioned just previously, like a CRM setup, an event or a process refresh that has been on your someday list for more than 3 months because you simply don't have the bandwidth to manage the moving parts? Now, I suspect everybody's got one of those on their list. So if you did say yes to any of these, you haven't run out of talent, you've just run out of capacity. That's all that is. It's just having the capacity, which is the kind of things that we can help you with. So are you ready to work on your business? So if you or someone you know fits what we're looking for, it'd be great to have a discovery call. Like I say earlier on, it may just be it's not us, and we might be able to identify the different direction for them to go in for help. But if you want, even if you want to find out more to help you refer me, then let's just book in a one-to-one. So that's me, Rachel, Smart Office Support, your corporate level support for small business success. Thank you.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
So I'm loving the graphics on the presentation. Really, really slick. I'm going to suggest that that's a great advertising window for you on the basis that that's one of the things, presumably, that you would offer to do for people.
Well, I don't do the branding. This was all done for me. We sat down with the right person, a graphic designer, because actually they're the people who have the thing. We had, he came up with a couple of different things on there, but one of them I didn't like the colours on, other ones I did. So we did quite a bit of to and froing on that, and then got up with what we wanted with our graphics and branding and all our little icons and avatars and everything. So that's what I said about if that's what you want, then that person needs to come in and do that work for you. We can then make everything look as it should.
Got it. Historically, when Northern Tonic was smaller, we worked with a VA, or I mean, I'm whatever the label is. That's the, I don't want to label you as anything really. And
Yeah.
and in my own experience, it was really, really effective, because you can all of a sudden get loads more done. And I think that the thing that's really important is that you're not doing low value tasks. Now, low value is all relative to whatever your position in the organization. But if
Yeah.
you're an MD who is juggling admin stuff, well, then it's the wrong person doing the job. So I like the idea of getting the right person lined up. Now,
Yes.
obviously, the drowning is a good signal for us to be looking out for you. Is there any kind of business size that you would prefer to work with?
Generally, the smaller business, somebody, I mean, we work for some larger companies as well, but we just do a specific role, as in email management for directors and things like that. But when you get involved with somebody in a smaller business, I'm currently working for somebody at the moment who's a surveyor, very specialised in what he surveys. And he's got a number of team members, but they're all doing very specifics. He's got a marketing person, he's got a bookkeeper, he's got an accountant. He doesn't, but, and I've told off years ago to not say the word just. I'm his PA. So everything else is done, and you're in everything. You're involved in everything, so you know what's going on. Emails can come in. I don't even have to refer to him now. I can absolutely just deal with it. And he's like, oh, off he goes traveling, not even thinking about what's happening. That's the kind of things I do enjoy most. And I think that's because I do like to sort people out and organize things, and that area, those ways. But they all are, we've got such a broad range of clients, from charities to recruitment, from health and safety to surveying. I work for a couple of parish councils. So it's a variety. I love the variety.
It's a very strong model. So yeah, I shall certainly keep my eye out, because it's something which can really add tremendous value to businesses. And it's a usual scenario that people are very often so busy that they don't even notice, because they just rather than thinking about a solution, you just think about cracking on with your to-do list. And it's really easy to get into that habit.
It is lots. We often hear quite a lot, and I suspect you all do it. I haven't got the time to sit down and work that out. I haven't got the time. I'm so busy. I can't find the time to pass that on to somebody. And I've just done that myself. I one of the directors for our local chamber here in Portishead, and I've just handed over some stuff to somebody who does PR and marketing, because we've got 2 events coming. It's like, I'm going to have to give you. I need help. Can you run with that? So we'll overlook it. So I do the same. I've got VAs that work with me as well. So we all do it.
Rachel, good to see you again. Thanks for that. Very insightful, as Rob says. Funny, you sort of almost just answered my question. I'm sort of assuming that you have a team of VAs, because it's not just you and your hubby that are trying to juggle it all. Is that correct? Or are you managing the?
So we do a lot of it ourselves. I always take on the client. So I made a mistake many years ago not doing that, handing it to one of my team, and we lost the client. I'm just open to that. So I learned a lesson the hard way. I always take the client on. So when anybody else comes into a client working for me, they do what I do as agreed by the client, not how they would do it. So we worked closely with, so Max, we would sit and work closely with you, understanding what you want. I would do the work for anywhere from 2 to however long it needed. And then slowly elements of that, if can be, would be handed over to people that aren't so forward in the, I will always be your contact. I will always have the meetings with you. You kick me, I kick them. That will always happen. Hopefully we don't have to kick anybody, but so that's what I always do. And then it just depends on the expertise of what you're looking for. And sometimes some of them are just a little bit better at something than I am. Hard to say and hard to swallow sometimes, but they are.
Rachel, quick question. Are you sector agnostic? Are you happy with a whole range of businesses, or do you tend to find that you're most suited for certain types of industries?
No, I've worked for lots of different ones. I've worked with an engineer, worked with a builders, only because some of these have got so big, they've actually need to take on full-time staff. And that's just great because you're in at the beginning on a lot of things. You put all the processes in place for them, knowing that somebody else can hand it over, and you can help them recruit, knowing what that person needs to do. And you're always there in the first few months for, I can't remember, how did I know to do this? What do I do about that? They've got somebody they can come to ask the questions. And then if they need to, we can do some holiday cover for them, and we can step straight in then and cover the holiday. So no, I again, like I said earlier, I love the variety of all the different ways. You may all be doing exactly the same thing, but you all do it differently because your businesses are different. So you're all sending emails, but the emails you get and you send out are going to be completely different to the person sat next to you on the window. You see all the windows here. So you're all doing the same, but it's also different. And that's what is really, really interesting about everything.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Very good.
And do you do, Rachel, I'm guessing that in order for you to do the best, you like to get in with the client and have that long relationship, so you're learning their business, which helps you to then support them. Would you ever consider doing sort of parachuting into companies you don't know and just doing holiday cover for a couple of weeks and just monitoring emails, and that you don't have to have that sort of long-term retainer?
No, we do. Plus, that is a small project because there's a start and an end date. And what often happens when you come in to if you're brought in just because somebody's up on long-term sick for a few weeks and they really need somebody in to help, you never do the whole job, because there'll be elements of what they already do that you won't need to do. Some other people pick some bits up within the company, the organization, you find. So you're there to pick up the sort of generic bits and pieces. It might be emails coming in and sending them off to somewhere else. Phone calls, some people have call answering services while they're away, so that usually gets emailed to somebody and then you look at what it is and fire it off to the relevant people. So it's just something that's just to keep things ticking over until whoever's away comes back. You find you don't get right into it. It can be frustrating sometimes because you don't know the whole picture. And that, be honest about that sometimes. And there have been times while doing things like that, you can see things that could be improved. And so you often add a little bit of value back.
And sorry, I've got another really quick question. So just, have you ever supported any clients with sort of like sponsor licenses? So business immigration, so clients who've maybe got sponsor licenses to sponsor skilled worker visas. Have you ever done, I can just see a niche where I could possibly recommend you into companies, and I'm just wondering whether you've any experience of that at all.
Haven't actually, no.
It's stuff you could learn, really. It's more sort of administrative side.
No, I haven't. No.
But you would be open to it, maybe, if we could have a chat, maybe like a one-to-one.
When you start with a new client, they may have a CRM you've never heard of because they've had it bespoke, built for them. There's lots of different things that happen. So we get trained up in lots of things. So
exactly, that would be something that.
So yes,
maybe we'll have a one-to-one, because there might be some opportunities I could pass your way, possibly.
Rachel, do you have a menu of prices, or do you work on different prices for different levels of work that you do? How do you figure out a cost?
Yes, it's going to be dependent on what it is. Our hourly rate, if you just want an hour here and an hour there, we charge £40 an hour. So that's that. Then everything else kind of comes from that. So if it's a half a day, it works out a little bit cheaper. And if it's a full day, there's sort of packages that we do. And depending on what's needed, it's really hard because every business is different. And we used to try doing that before, but sometimes it doesn't work. So what we try to do, I've got clients on an hourly rate. They just like, no, I'm just going to pay it by the hour. Although actually they'd save money if they went on a package, but that's up to them. And we got some who come to us saying, this is what I can afford and this is what I need. What can you do for me? So it comes from everybody's different, what they need and what capacity, what money they've got in their pockets to spend on these things. So
it's very flexible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.